going on? This is Thomas Galdenzi with Combat Sports Coverage. And on this edition, I'll be interviewing UFC fighter and Ultimate Fighter Season 27 winner Mike the Lone Wolf Trizano over his upcoming May 18th UFC fight where he'll be taking on 13-1 Grant Dawson. So Mike, tell me how your training camp is going so far, about 1 week out from this epic UFC fight.
It's been one of the best camps. I'm in the best shape of my life, hands down. I did a lot of science-based training. I got a great team behind me, Team Tiger Showman. So, everything's been great. I feel amazing. I just can't wait to get in there. I'm ready to go, ready to eat.
So speaking of eating, how much weight do you have to cut for this fight? I believe this is your first fight down at 145 pounds?
First one in the UFC.
Okay.
Half my fights have been at 45. I went up for the show, and then my last fight was at 55. But this is my more natural weight class, so I'm not going to really have to cut much. I've been on a strict diet. I don't mess around. I do everything the right way. Very professional. So I'm ready to go. It's going to be easy. How
much weight do you typically cut the week of the fight?
Not much, maybe 5 pounds.
Oh, okay, yeah, so not that much. Because you seem like a very big guy, kind of like shredded guy, so I was always curious how that weight cut was going to be for you, being at 145 pounds right now.
It's all how you approach it, man. If you do it the right way, it's not hard at all.
And your opponent, Grant Dawson, he's 13-1, and I believe he's more of like a submission specialist. He has a lot of submissions. How do you see this fight playing out with him? Do you see yourself winning by KO, TKO, submission, or is this going to be an all-out war?
Wherever the fight goes, man, I want to try and get the finish any way possible. I got a bunch of submission wins under my belt, got a bunch of knockout wins, so I'll take anything. I'm just going to go in there and just give it my all and look for the W.
And where would you say is like your most stronger than your opponent heading into this fight? Is he going to be your stand-up?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable stand-up. That's going to be what I want to try and keep it. But I'm ready to go wherever. So I'm comfortable in all areas.
And I want to talk to you a little bit about your Ultimate Fighter Season 27, and which you won this season. And I just want to see, how was your experience on the show?
It was awesome. It was cool to see different coaching and different ways people train and different styles. It was a really cool experience. It was tough being away and not being able to talk to anybody, but it was definitely a really cool, eye-opening experience. And I'd recommend it for any guys looking to get up to the UFC. It was a great opportunity. I took advantage of it.
And what would you say was the worst and best part about filming that hit TV series show?
The best part was I could 100% focus on just the fight. There was no distractions whatsoever. It was just myself, training, and then the fights. The worst part was just not being able to talk to anybody. If I could make a phone call or two here and there, it would have been a lot easier, but that was the one thing that was tough. But I enjoyed not having my phone and being away from everything. It actually was kind of relaxing, to be honest.
Starts off probably a little strange on having all your phones and having all the technology, but then I can see that probably after a couple of days or weeks, you're probably like, oh, it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, first week, I was checking my pocket thinking I left my stuff somewhere. But after a little bit, it was like a breath of fresh air.
And you were on Team Stipe. How was former champ Stipe Miocic as a coach?
Oh, he was awesome. He's one of the most down-to-earth people. It was an honor to be able to just be around him. One of the best in the world, best ever to do it at heavyweight. So, it was just a surreal kind of experience.
And do you maybe have any funny stories that they didn't show on the show? Maybe about any training with Stipe or his team or anyone like that?
Man, there was a lot of stuff that they didn't show. There's too much to even talk about, to be honest. But I think one of the things that I wish they showed was that Stipe would take us out every week, take our entire team out, get us out of the house, and we would do fun stuff. We went go-karting. They showed a little bit of that, But we went to like parks and just like we just did stuff together as a team and just got our minds off of like the house and the stress and we just kind of messed around, had a good time. We would go out. He would take us out to like restaurants and they would close out the restaurant for us, and it was that was one of the most fun parts of it, honestly. And they didn't really show any of it, but I'm kind of glad they didn't show us going bowling because I had one of the worst bowling sessions of my life. So glad that didn't get aired.
Yeah, it's funny. And yeah, because that's one thing I always wondered about, how many times, like when you guys are on that show, it must be hard to train twice a day, every day on that show. I always feel like it's nice when the coaches do take the fighters out and kind of just get them out of the house and let them be kind of like normal humans again. I could see that probably helping like refocus and recharge y'all.
Yeah, it was good to kind of just de-stress and forget about the fact that we're locked away with a bunch of guys and it's just everybody's going to end up fighting each other. So, tensions can flare a little bit, but, it was good to get out every once in a while.
And are you still close with any of the fighters or any of the coaches that were on that season with you?
Yeah, I still keep in contact with a few of the guys. Still, I talk to Stipe here and there. Everybody's pretty cool, man. I have no complaints about anybody. Every guy in that house was really down to earth. Everybody was super humble and professional. There was nobody that was, a pain in the ass, to be honest.
It was a great season. I always love those seasons when they bring in undefeated fighters. That's how you can always usually tell it's going to be a good season, because none of you guys have any zeros and you guys are always looking to fight hard. And it was a really great season. And then speaking of the coaches, Stipe and Daniel Cormier were your coaches on that season. Just recently announced that they will be rematching for the heavyweight title. And I kind of just want to get your thoughts on that fight. Do you think it's going to be the same outcome, or do you think it's going to be different this time around?
Honestly, I think Stipe wins. I think Daniel Cormier is a great guy, one of the nicest guys. He actually gave me some good pointers when we were on the show. He was really nice. But he did a great job the first fight. He caught him, and that's it. All it takes is one shot. Especially at that weight, you can never count anybody out. And Stipe has the heavyweight title defense record. So I think he takes it, and then I personally think it's going to lead to a trilogy fight. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first time they fought shocked me too. I was surprised that Daniel could get him out that quick with a knockout, saying, because Stipe is such a beast and he has the most title defenses. I do think this time around it's probably going to be a different story and it's going to be a better fight, and I'm real excited for that fight. And then so far, both your opponents that you have fought inside the UFC were on the Ultimate Fighter season show with you. How great is it to actually fight someone that you don't know, that you haven't spent 6 weeks with?
The fact that I spent 6 weeks with them didn't really matter. I'm just excited to just fight other people that I don't know and just test my skills. That's it, man. I'm in this to see how far I can take it and push myself to my limits. So I just love competition and I just love the preparation leading up to it and just the lifestyle, man. This is I don't know what I'd do without this stuff.
And is it really not really that big of a factor that you really don't know him or not, or do you don't really care?
It don't matter. It's just another body.
Perfect. And then, so I've always wondered, you have I'm from Texas, and so you always have like a cowboy hat kind of that's like American flag. I just always been curious, like, why do you carry that like hat with you? What does it mean to you?
So this is something that they didn't show on the show, but I had asked, like, I've always been like into like country stuff, and I'm a big hunter and all that. I've been doing it my whole life. But I had originally, like, they gave us a request list on the show, and like we could request stuff or whatever. So I requested an American flag, and then I put a comma, and then after it was cowboy hat. I wanted like separate. Okay, I just wanted like a regular black cowboy hat that I could like walk out with. But then the next day or whatever, I opened up my cabinet and it was an American flag cowboy hat. So kind of worked out. I just went with it. But, I love my country, man. I have the utmost respect for the veterans and everybody like that. I just did a fight shirt for this upcoming fight and donating the proceeds to a charity to support veterans. And That's it.
That's really cool. I had no idea about the hat that was like that. That's kind of funny that they did that for you. And that's also great that you have a charity going on for this fight. And everyone definitely needs to check out that charity and support the charity because it's always good to help our veterans. And then speaking of hunting, did you ever hunt with Bryce Mitchell on the show? I know he was out there hunting squirrels and stuff. Did you ever do any of that?
No, but I watched him build that bow on the show. It was very interesting. He knows his stuff when it comes to survival in the wilderness. He's super nice dude. He was cool to be around.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just actually last interview I did was with Tyler Diamond, and we were talking about him too, kind of how he just was out there hunting and doing all that crazy stuff.
Big outdoorsman as well. I see him hunting all the time out in California. So, it's one of the most fun things to do. I just go out in the woods, not be away from everything. It's relaxing.
Definitely, yeah. It's something I need to get into. It seems like it's a really great thing to do, and I definitely need to check it out. And then speaking of your fight card on May 18th, in the main event, we'll see Kevin Lee taking on Dosantos. And I kind of also want to get your picks on that fight. Who do you think is going to be winning that main event fight?
Well, that's going to be a great fight, honestly. I honestly see Kevin Lee winning just because I think he's going to try and take him down and ground and pound him and grind him out, where in the past that's kind of been Dosantos' downfall. So I see Kevin Lee maybe coming away with like a decision, but I don't see anybody like getting finished or anything. I mean, again, you never know what's going to happen. It could in 10 seconds, but that's how I see it going down.
I would agree with you on that one. I think Kevin Lee's going to rebound from his recent loss and come back hard for this fight and get the W also. And then will you be sticking around to watch the main event fight?
Yeah, probably. I don't see why not. I might go out to some bar or something and watch the fights. I got a lot of family coming out, so we'll see what happens.
And then, do you have any other hobbies outside of training and fighting?
Yeah, no, I like to be in the outdoors, man. Hiking, fishing, hunting. I'm super, super into baseball, man. So I'm a diehard baseball fan. So any chance I get to go see the Yankees play, I'll go. I'm an athlete, so I like to play sports and just hang out.
Like to be on the move, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then do you have any special shout-outs to any training partners or any sponsors?
Well, I just want to shout out my team, Team Tiger Showmans, man. They helped me prepare, and our team is taking over. I mean, Shane Burgos just beat Cub Swanson last weekend. Julio Arce is fighting on the same card with me. I'm excited to fight on the same card as a team, and we're coming.
Yeah, definitely. That Cub Swanson win was huge. I was watching that this weekend, and I kind of know who your training partner was or fighter, Shane. But then, man, he put on a performance, and I was like, wow, this guy's gonna be for real.
Yeah, man, Shane's a beast. We got a lot of beasts in the gym. We got a lot of great upcoming amateur fighters as well. So we're coming hard, and we're gonna continue to keep coming. So I'm excited for the future.
And then, do you have any last words for your opponent, Grant Dawson?
Yeah. Bring your best, man. I want the best.
Perfect. And then everyone needs to make sure to tune into this epic UFC fight May 18th to watch Mike Trizano extend his undefeated record.